do to be successful in this company. This is a presentation I did at the Director's Invitational that I really love. And I talked about how 6 months ago I started doing things a lot differently and did an inventory. These are my ABCDESs of Singular. It used to be ABC, but then we messed up and changed auto ship to subscription, so I had to rewrite this. A is be all-inclusive, and by that I mean keep your table open to everyone. Don't make it look like it's a girls' club or a mean club that someone doesn't want to be in. Don't prejudge people that they wouldn't want to be in it. You don't know what people are looking for. You have no idea what they're looking for, whether it's the sisterhood, whether it's the money, whether it's trips. You have no idea what's motivating someone, and you have no idea what's driving them in the background of their life. I lived in a nice house, drove a nice car, had a good job, and when I started Singular, I had $112 in my bank account, and overweight. Build wide. I learned that from Mark Walker at my very first convention. 9 years ago, I was sitting right where about Cynthia was sitting, a silver director, not getting paid as a silver director, just a director, not taking it seriously, only doing a few things that I was comfortable doing. And Mark talked about the comp plan and how it could be maximized by building wide, and I remember and wrote it down. C is consistency. The business and losing weight are exactly the same. Would you go on a diet 4 days a week and then the other 3 days wreck it and expect to get anywhere? No. It's the same with your business. Your business and your diet. It's the choices you make every single day, being consistent that's going to propel you forward. D is duplication. Just because you can do it doesn't mean your team can do it. You've got to find a method that works for everybody. And for me, that's doing a little bit of everything. I'm not a good TikToker, but I tried TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the things, online meetings, Facebook meetings, Zoom meetings, whatever. I try to be diversified so I can tackle it all the way around. E, constantly enroll. I'm never going to ask my team, and that was part of my inventory 6 months ago. I'm never going to ask them to do something that I'm not doing myself. So if I'm not winning awards, I'm not going to count on you not to win awards. If I'm not qualifying for Founders Club, I'm not going to go tell them to qualify for Founders Club. And then finally, subscriptions. Nothing defeats a brand new distributor more than having to start from ground zero every single month because they didn't get their people set up on subscriptions. So 6 months ago, I was like, I have got to inventory this. I just felt heavy. Not physically heavy, but like, this has just gotten too hard. Because I know 10 years of stuff doesn't mean they know 10 years of stuff, and I was vomiting 10 years of stuff on them that it took me 10 years to learn. This is my story. I was 100 pounds overweight when I found this company. I like to use this picture of Christina still tonight because I learned something every day from my team. I learned from Christina, I learned from everybody on my team, but I needed to lose 100 pounds, and this company changed my life. And I was good to talk about the products, but I wasn't very good about talking about the business. This is a little blast from the past. This is Robin in 2013, who used to write embarrassing Facebook posts like, "My weather's nice today." Nobody cares, Robin. I put this on here because at the time I probably had 800 friends. I will be having a Singular meeting at my house at 6:30 if anyone wants to come. There were 4 comments and 5 likes. How many distributors quit after the first post because they were like, well, that didn't go over very good? Jade wasn't very good after the first one. No one enrolled in 6 hours, and she was ready to be like, I'm terrible at this. I was like, it's been 6 hours. But I want you to look at this because this wasn't a social media smash. But look what it led to. And this was uncomfortable for me. Just know that people are watching. Just because they're not commenting or liking doesn't determine your success. So people all the time say, don't know where to find the people. You have to constantly fill your funnel. And the hardest thing is, on day 1, where some of you are, or in those early stages, you're not filling your funnel. You're not using 2x2x2 or 5x5 or 5 or whatever system you do. I'm filling it every day, so that will lead to enrollments consistently. Okay? If you start on social media building relationships with people and in real life building relationships with people, I try to prospect a guy in the elevator, but I'm a little worried I thought I was flirting instead, but well, we'll see if he can, I'm glad I didn't say, hey, you want some action? was a product user upgrade. If you looked in your back office and were like, I have a Robin Packard sitting in here on product, could you find her? Are you reaching out to her? Are you building relationships with her? Because I was doing that for a year and wouldn't sell Xyngfling because I thought I wouldn't be good at it. Does that not blow your mind? Like, I'm sitting over here, just using product, loving the product. Thank God my sponsor was reaching out to me, are you? I know I wasn't doing a good job of it, and 6 months ago I was like, I gotta change this. And then recruiting. Like, you have to actively recruit. Throwing a post up on social media isn't gonna get you where you wanna go. It might get you to director, but I know a lot of people in this room, you wanna go beyond director? Who wants to be an executive? Who wants to be an ambassador? You've got to start hunting people and saying, this girl would be good on my team, I'm gonna start building a relationship. And you don't just say, hey, my name's Robin, I like your page, you wanna sell some Xyngfling? You wanna take a look at my opportunity? No, it's months because I'm doing this every single day. So saying, hey, I love the vibe of your page, you'd be a great fit for my team. I'd love to talk to you about this. Your social media is exceptional and this would help you diversify your income and fit right along with what you do. And we already have that relationship because I know you guys all know who your hype girl is. You know who mine? I talked about her last night. I am Xyngfling. I said, hey, thanks for the ones that clap when I win. It was right behind me all night, clapping and cheering. That's my girl right there. Well, you know that girl because you have someone that likes all your stuff on Facebook and Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and you notice over time that one girl, right? We all have those people, so start building relationships with them. And then family and friends. We all know those can be the easiest or the hardest. And honestly, those are the most scary for me to unleash people on. Go talk to your family and friends. Yeah, I know what Crystal Nichols told me when I told her, hey, we're going to do Xyngfling. She was like, no, ma'am, we're not. And she added words in there. I just decided 6 months ago, I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to see what happens. It wasn't to prove anything to anybody but myself. If I go back to stupid simple, where can I go? What will happen? So I want to do this quick little exercise. And I'm going to bring out the future of Xyngfling, Josie and Jade. Aren't they so cute? Watch out, y'all, these are your next ambassadors. Okay, so we're going to do just a quick little deal. These are my 2 brand new distributors. Okay, distributor 1. Okay, Josie, you're going to be great at this. But we have a few things to do. I want you to go download boards. I want you to download Teamsy or go to Teamsy, sign up for Teamsy. I want you to write a list of 100 people, and I want you to start messaging people. The 100 people, I want you to just start getting your messages and message them, okay? Okay, you do that for a minute. Okay, Jade, I'm so excited. We're gonna try something a little different with you, okay? I want you to just go out and start talking to people. And if you can't see them in person, like call them, okay? And I want you to say, hey, I'm so excited. I've joined a health and wellness company. I have friends and family who've used the products and in the business and doing great. And I would just love it if you'd support me and take a look at this business and our products and join me, okay? I want you to go out in the crowd and you do that and you bring the people up here. And Josie, you tell me how many you're getting in your DMs or sliding whatever in your whatever you young kids say about your stuff. Slide in your DMs. You get in them DMs, girl. I'm going to give you each a little bit of time, right? Have you guys used either of these methods? Because I've done this a lot. Download any list, download boards, start messaging people, use the chats and boards that I put, and then let's try to get them on a freeway. Okay. You keep me updated how it's going. Oh, Jade's got 2, 3, 4. Jade's starting to go faster. How's it going over here? You're getting a little ghosted? It's okay, we'll follow up. We'll follow up. Just keep going. You got this. Wow, Jade just quick started.
Yeah.
Jade closing in on quick start too.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Jade's not even stopping anymore. How's it going, Sid? You got one more to join our team? Okay, well, let's try to spend more time to talk and see when that'll be good for them, okay? You're doing good. Kind of. Oh crap, I think Jay is extremely building. What is this summer? Okay, Jada, settle down now. We're good. I think we're good. He's an ambassador. How's it going over here, Josie? You minded it? Okay, you're doing good. If not, you can get there.
Yeah.
Okay, you can sit down. Thank you, girl. Here's what's happening. Jade is getting more excited, and she's going faster, she's getting checks deposited, and you can just feel the momentum. Josie, right off the bat, is getting defeated and wondering if this is for her. And I knew 6 months ago I had to change something. I had to get away from the board's chat. They'd served their purpose, but I had to get people back face to face and on the phone, because when I left my first conference as the director not getting paid, whatever, you know the story. Like, I drove the 6 hours home from Grapevine, Texas, and started calling people. I did not know everything, because I wasn't in on the business, and I just started saying, I'm going to do this, and I want you to do it with me. We have to get back to getting our people, setting them up for success, setting them on fire, and turning them loose, and let them learn on the way. So I wrote this down for the DI, the order of successful communication. Set yourself and your new distributors up for success. We don't want them failing right off the bat. We want them to do well. I don't want Josie getting ghosted all day and starting to wonder if this is for her. And honestly, the likelihood of people telling Jade no face to face or on the phone is so much less, because they can hear the excitement. They might hear some fear too, but they can hear the excitement and the inflection in her voice. So face-to-face is best. Yeah. Phone call or video conference, I don't know about you, and this may sound bad, but you're going to tell me no, you're going to say it to my face. Or a voice clip, or now after voice clip, or right around voice clip, we start losing control of the whole conversation. Now it's in their hands. Constantly waiting on them to respond, constantly trying to figure out what to say next because they didn't respond. So when you get into text, and then once you get into emails, you're in the spiral of death. I know Russ knows what that means. He taught me that too. You've got to get in to managers making managers and help them grow from there. So I have a whiteboard all the time. I wipe it clean every month. I write a whole new set of people coming in. I write my managers that now need to move to silver, or silver managers because I'm going to follow them like I'm their teacher from kindergarten to I don't know what grade. Whatever grade I feel like they're responsible enough to turn loose, right? Some are more responsible in 5th grade, and some, like my son that you met last night, he's probably going to be with me till he's a senior. But I draw on my deal and I start writing names and tracking them. And maybe you all are better than me and you can remember people that you got coming under. I can't remember who I talked to, so I have their names written on a whiteboard, and then I have their numbers. So every single morning, I take care of what's important in my life. I get up, I take care of my kids, I get them to school, and then I stand in front of that whiteboard. Who needs my attention today? Who needs me the most? It's not Crystal Nichols, it's not Ursula, it's not Julie. Like, they're running their teams effectively. They don't need me. They're doing their own thing. It's these brand new people that need me saying, Josie, it's not you, it's them. Okay? And then you help those just duplicate it. I followed that for 9 years. And that one thing I've never strayed from. But there's times where I've let my focus shift to other things. Reactive versus proactive. And I've been a reactive. I was reactive until that first convention that I went to. I would post on social media, and that's just fishing. If someone would respond or comment, then I would reach out to them. I would talk about Xyngfling if prompted. I had never just talked to Xyngfling about anybody until my sponsor called me on the last day of the quarter for Founders Club and said, oh, there's a trip to Cancun, but I haven't told you about it. You have to do it today to qualify, because then you had to qualify for the first quarter or you couldn't move forward. So I was like, what do I got to do? She's like, you got to enroll 10 people. I never enrolled 10 people in my life in a month, right? And I sure never just picked 10 people and started talking about Xyngfling. But I walked into a horse show and and looked around, scared to death, and was like, well, I'm going to Cancun. I need 10 of these people to help me get there, right? And so that made me step out of my shell. So for some of you, it's Founders Club. For some of you, you want to go to Dubai, or whatever it is in our comp plan that will make you step out of your comfort zone. And I was completely product focused. All I wanted to do was help people lose weight, because that was my story. I needed to lose 100 pounds and Xyngfling helped me. I was uncomfortable talking about the business. But when all you do is talk about products, you're going to have a real slow, lagging team of product users that are also, because I bred that into my very first line of Xyngfling. I was uncomfortable talking about products, so my first distributor, we didn't talk about products. And then Crystal Nichols was a little bit half and half. The first phone call that I told her, I said, okay, when we do this, not Zoom, but a FaceTime tonight, I'm going to talk about the business half and half. And she's like, no, you're not. Well, she called me after and she said, no one signed up, it's all your fault. She's not here, so we can talk about it. No, I love her. She had $5 million, 5 million reasons why because of this. This changed. She called me back, she said, it's all your fault. Nobody signed up last night at all. The first meeting I had, no one signed up, and she hung up. Not like the old phones, but you know, just being dramatic. We're not that old. So, but then 2 days later, Krista enrolled LG that just went right before me. And LG hit executive. And Crystal called me back, and she didn't say sorry. But she was like, okay, we probably need to start talking a little more about the business because we got a distributor. And then look at her go now, right? So I had to change from being reactive. And for me, this was right at that first convention. I left here and I was like, I got to start recruiting people. I want to build a big business, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk about the product. I'm going to talk about the business. I'm going to lead with it. You know what I learned from Jade? Jade is 18 years old, and I knew this in my brain, but I didn't really have it formulated into words. Jade told me one day, she said, you know, it's easier if you just talk about the business first, because if you shoot really high, you're going to land high anyway. So if they don't join the business, they're at least going to buy product. She said, it's a lot harder for me if I talk about products and then try to go to the business. And I was like, yeah. Ding, ding, ding. I'm not saying ding, ding, ding to her. I'm like, Robin, duh. Yeah, that's right. So I started plugging into training. I started looking at my subscriptions, getting my people on subscriptions, and talking about rewards because I didn't want to rebuild. Every month I wanted to bring a bunch of points with me that I didn't have to work so hard for. I started utilizing social media. I told you I had 800 friends when I started. I did Instagram. I didn't Instagram until 2 years ago. I actually hated Instagram. And then I went to a school and learned a lot about Instagram. I have picked Christina Stoltz for a year like nobody's, because she's a master at Instagram. Yep. And got better at Instagram. And my social media, I'm super private. I also don't think anyone would want to know what I'm doing besides my go-kart racing. And I didn't even put that video on there because it's racing, you guys. I wish I wore like a dash cam or whatever those things are.
GoPro.
I started focusing on self-development. I'm a natural-born introvert. I could not talk to people on the ranch I lived for 5 days besides my dog and my horse, and it would not bother me one bit. I would literally, like Lacey's backstage, would watch her and be like, she's so great. Why can't you be more introverted like that? Have any of you ever looked at a leader and been like, why can't I be a little more like that? Well, you can if you take the best parts of other people and make yourself better. Don't try to imitate anyone, just make yourself better. I started working on all that self-development, reading books, podcasts, anything I could get my hands on. I have literally told Russ, what are you reading right now? The Anatomy of Peace he told me to read changed my life. It changed how I ran a team. It told me just look for the peaceful solution. Not what's right for you, but what brings the most peace to people and why people do the things they do. I started hosting online and Facebook parties, in-person parties, a bunch when I started. And then empowered others to duplicate. Started cheerleading. Cheerleading was a little hard for me, and it's not because I didn't think people did a great job. It's because I don't really need much cheerleading. In my mind, like for me, I'm pretty internal driven, so other people need that. And honestly, I probably should take that back because Calla and Freddie gave that to me. They did it anyway, and constantly were telling me nice things, and then I started to believe them. I started upgrading product users. Amy Potter was a product user. She'd lost like 80-some pounds, and I talked about, hey, you should post your results. I started utilizing tools and technology. This is my whiteboard. It's two-sided, the whole side is, you don't blow your mind, but this was my last month, and all these girls, Kelly, hit manager, Tennessee, hit manager, there's all their numbers, what they were doing, so I could every day look at that and know what I was needing to do. This is my favorite quote, and I think I played it on stage when I was an executive. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. That's just what I sent Jade out to do. Go out and get busy. You'll make mistakes, you're going to learn on the fly, but you're going to get excited when things go good.
Yeah.
Okay? I just brought 2 young girls out here. I can't even imagine where they're going to be in a year, and I think they're going to blow your mind. Something big is coming to Xyngfling, and you're either going to be a part of it, or you're going to get left behind, and that's completely up to you. It's not your sideline, it's not your upline, it's not anything. Everything that you need to do this, you're already equipped with. Don't sit and watch other people become the person that you want to be. Okay, guys, you didn't think we were going to get out of here without talking about being a buffalo, did you?
Yellowstone National Park lived through the worst the mountains can throw at them. By now, many have migrated or gone into hibernation. Bison are one of the hardy few to remain. They're built for this. Thick coats block the numbing cold. Powerful neck muscles plow through the deep snow to find what little grass remains.
I said this a year and a half ago. I gave the Buffalo speech, and it evidently resonated with people, which blew my mind because I'm an ag girl. I lived in Kansas, grew up on a ranch, and I thought no one will get this. But I got so many messages that it hit people that I wanted to talk about it again today. There are 2 types of people in the world. There are buffalo and there are cattle. Cattle, when a storm's coming or a blizzard's coming, run, hide, scatter, stress their herd, anything to just get away from what's coming. Buffalo are hardy. They will charge into a storm no matter how deep the snow is, how strong the wind is, they will put their head down and keep going. You were built for this, just like they're built for that. You were built to be here. You were built for Xyngfling. You were built to be a buffalo. You can do this. Start now. Start scared. Start with your hands shaking. Start with your voice trembling on the phone talking to people. But just start. Start where you are. Start with what you have. But just start. Thanks, guys.